What's the difference between monetary inflation, which I've been talking about in terms of the expansion of liquidity, and high street inflation, which is really what bothers most people when their consumer price baskets go up? And the answer is there's a close but not exact connection. And monetary factors or monetary inflation is an important ingredient into consumer prices, but it's not the only factor. So you've got to think about oil prices, you've got to think about productivity gains, in other words, technological advances. You've got to think about China dumping cheap goods into Western markets, tax changes, oil prices, all these things come into the consumer basket, but they're not about monetary inflation. So monetary inflation in the last 20 years has been quite substantial, but high street inflation has been very low, and that's because you've seen, by definition, cost deflation through these other factors. Now, the question to ask is, looking forward 20 years, are we going to see the same degree of cost deflation? Well, maybe, but that's a projection, and I would be skeptical are we going to see the same amount, but, I may be willingly or happily surprised in the event, but who knows? But you have got a lot of monetary inflation, and monetary inflation seems to be running on at a rate of something like 8 to 10% per annum, which really means that the stock of liquidity is doubling within 10 years, every 10 years. So what that basically means is that if you start to think about asset markets, if asset markets need to keep pace with monetary inflation, they've got to double as well every 10 years.